Hello everyone, it's been a minute. Wow. As you all know, this is Life with River Girl. Here we talk about educational and lifestyle content. So I've been off for is it a month plus or so now. Whenever I have the courage or the boldness to come out and talk about reasons that I've been off for like a month, I would put it in one of my lifestyle content. So we're going to talk about that later. But for now, we want to talk about educational content. So today we will talk about a topic that every student can relate to, and this is common mistakes that hinders academic success. We want to know these common mistakes. We want to identify the problem. Then we want to identify the solution. Take note of these things we want to identify. We will know the mistakes. We will identify these problems. We will identify the solutions to this problem, because if there is a problem, there should be a solution. So we will be able to identify these two things. It is important for you to know that you can improve your learning experiences significantly only if you identify the pitfalls and you implement effective strategies to achieve your goals. So today, I will highlight 5 common mistakes made by students. And while doing that, I will state the problems, the solutions to each of the mistakes. Let's dive in. The first mistake here is poor time management. Now, let's identify the problems of poor time management. The first problem is procrastination. The second is lack of planning. And the third is inefficient use of time, which will eventually lead to stress, anxiety, and lower grades. So let's identify the solutions to these problems we have mentioned. The first solution is to create a schedule. What you should do when creating a schedule is to make sure that your schedule includes your daily and weekly realistic plan, whereby you allocate time for study, you allocate time for assignments, and you allocate time for leisure activities. Make sure that you create a schedule. Creating a schedule will help you to manage your time effectively. So in your schedule, you have your daily and your weekly plan. This your daily and your weekly plan has to include the time when you have to study, time when you need to do your assignments, and time where you need to actually rest or take time off your books and all. The second mistake here is ineffective study habits. What are the problems under ineffective study habits, or let's say problem under ineffective study habits? So the problem here is that we rely on passive learning method, such as we reading textbooks. This can limit our level of retention and comprehension when we rely solely on passive learning method. We rely on reading textbooks alone. That will not expand our knowledge. It will not expand our knowledge at all. We will just be stuck at the little we know. So we will not be able to comprehend things a lot, and we will not actually retain a lot of things. So we need our knowledge to be expanded, not just to be stereotyped on one particular knowledge. So here the problem under ineffective study habits is relying solely on passive learning method. Let's now look at the solution to this problem. The first solution here is active learning. Active learning here means that you engage yourself with the material of study. Like you summarize after reading, you question yourself. Apart from that, you explain the concept of what you have learned to others. This is what explaining to others helps you to do. Explaining to others does not just mean that you are teaching them. No, you are teaching other people, and then you are teaching yourself, as well. You are not only teaching people, because when you teach them, you help to retain whatever it is, that concept, into your memory the more. So it's not just about teaching someone. No, you teach to understand the more. So if you get that, what I just said now, you teach someone or you teach other people so that you yourself can know that thing the more. That is what it teaches you. So active learning is one of the solutions. Make sure that you engage yourself with the material. Don't just read and be reading textbooks. No. You need to summarize whatever concept you have learned. You need to question yourself. Ask yourself questions and then teach other people. Don't limit yourself to whatever you know. Don't just keep everything to yourself. Teach other people what you have learned. Explain to them. As you're explaining to them, they are knowing it and you are knowing it. The more, or let me say, you're knowing it, the better. That is it. The second solution here is mind mapping. What does mind mapping helps you to do? Mind mapping helps you to visualize whatever concept it is you have read, and this helps you to enhance your understanding and your memory recall. That is the second solution. Now, the third solution here is simple. Consistent practice. You practice regularly. So don't limit yourself to I have read today and that is all. I already know it. No, you need to constantly practice whatever it is you have learned, because practicing constantly helps you to retain things in your memory. Not just that, it helps you to familiarize yourself with your subject matter or your content. So you need to continue to practice, because if you read today and leave it, then you feel you've known that stuff. When it is time for you to dish out whatever it is you have learned or that concept, you might find it difficult to dish out whatever it is you have actually read, because you did not practice regularly. You did not do what we call consistent practice. So don't forget that you need to practice constantly for you to actually retain things in your memory. So now we have identified the second mistake. The second mistake is ineffective study habits. We mentioned the problem. We mentioned the solution. We mentioned that the problem is solely relying on passive learning method, like reading textbooks alone. No. Now, we then mentioned the solutions to this problem. We said active learning is part of it. We said consistent practice is part of it. And the third one, mind mapping. Don't forget. So we move to the third mistake. The mistake number 3 is lack of organization. Let's identify the problems under lack of organization. The first one, disorganized notes. The second one, cluttered study spaces. The third, misplaced assignments, which will eventually lead to confusion and waste, in fact, total waste of time. Let's move to the solutions. The first solution here is to use a planner. You use a planner to organize and keep track of your assignments and deadlines. Use a planner. So for me, what I do is I use my Google Sheet to create a table where I have my courses and my assignment. So whenever I have an assignment, I type it in and keep it there. The dates for my assignment is always there. That is the date when I took the assignment is always there. And the date whenever I have to, that is my deadline for the assignment, is always there. And then I have a space to tick whether I have started the assignment. So it's always there. If I have started the assignment, I can tick started. If I am done with the assignment, I could tick done. And what if the assignment is still in progress? There is a space where I can tick in progress. Or let's just say I have not even started this assignment. I'll just tick not started. So this helps me to keep track of my assignments and my deadline. That is it. You use a planner. You use a planner to keep track of your assignments and your deadlines. That will help you a lot. You find different planner. I mean, different apps that can help you with that. You can even create that yourself using your Google Sheets, create a table, and then you can use that. It helps a lot. Now, the second solution here is to have a very good study space. Create a clean or a neat study space for yourself. When you have a neat and tidy study space, it means that you have a conducive learning environment where you can concentrate on whatever it is you are learning at the moment. Another thing you can do is to make use of the digital tools effectively. Digital tools like your note-taking apps. You can download we have different note-taking apps. For myself, I have Google apps. I have Google Task. So I use my Google Task to keep track of whatever it is I need to do. But until I'm done with such a thing or such a task, I do not tick completed. It is just always there. I do not always keep tick completed. I just leave it until I am done with that task. So when I'm done with that task, I tick completed, and that helps me to know that I am done with one task. Then I have another one. It's always there on my Google task. So don't forget, use a planner, make your study space tidy. Also, use digital tools effectively. Onto the fourth mistake, friends. The fourth mistake here is ignoring health and well-being. The problem here is ignoring or neglecting our physical and mental health, and this can negatively impact our academic performance. So many at times we fall short of this. All we want to do is read to pass exams. We need to excel academically. I get it. We all want to excel. We all want to be successful, yes, but then our mental and physical health needs to also be considered, because without being fine, you cannot excel academically. If you're not fine, how would you be able to read, to retain whatever it is you have read? It is not done. So we need to put all of this into consideration. That is the problem. Neglecting our physical and mental well-being is the problem. Now let's look at the solutions to this problem. So the first solution here is to prioritize sleep. We need to make sure to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Always try to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Another thing is to eat healthy. We need to eat nutritious food. Remember that eating nutritious food will not only help your body to grow, it will help your brain to function well. Another thing is to exercise regularly. So exercise helps us to improve our focus and also relieve of our stress. Another one is to practice mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques, it helps you to reduce your anxiety and helps you to increase your focus. So before we move on, let's recap what we've said. On to the fourth mistake. The fourth mistake is ignoring health and well-being. And then we said the problem here is that we neglect our physical and mental health. We mentioned that the solution is for us to prioritize our sleep, always eat healthy. Another thing is to exercise regularly, then practice mindfulness. Now let's move to the last one we have for today, which is the fifth mistake that students make that actually hinders our academic success. So let's go to mistake number 5. The fifth mistake here is fear of failure. What's the problem? The problem is still fear of failure. This is it. We all fear failure so much that it hinders our motivation. Not only that, it stops us from taking risk and actually challenging ourselves. Because we fear failure, we do not want to fail. Whenever we hear the word failure, we are always over the edge. We're always like, I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. Yes, we all do not want to fail. But then we need to have it in mind that failure is not the end of the world. Yes, it is really not the end of the world. But then if you keep having the fear of failure, you will not take risk, and then you will not challenge yourself. And this can lead to just being in a position, like being in a place, not moving forward. You're not moving backward, you're not moving forward, you're just stuck in a place. Now let's look at the solution to this problem, fear of failure. The first solution to this problem is to embrace mistakes. Um, you need to start viewing mistakes as an opportunity to learn and grow. Another thing is to set realistic goals. At this point, you need to stop setting goals that you will not be able to achieve. No. When you set goals, you need to set achievable goals, goals that you would be able to achieve. So what you should do is to try to break them down into smaller achievable steps. Then another thing you should do is to talk to your friends. Talk to friends, seek support. Talk to friends, talk to family members, talk to counselors. about your concerns, about how you feel. Talk to them. It can help you a lot. And the last one is to replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Yes, it is possible for us to have this negative thought because of fear of failure, but once the thought comes, always try as much as you can to replace it with positive affirmations. Don't be the type that can tell yourself, I can't do it. Always tell yourself, I can do it. I can do it. And not just I can do it, strive to do it. By recognizing and addressing these common mistakes, you can significantly enhance your academic performance and your overall well-being. Don't forget, success is a journey and not a destination. This is the reason why you should stay focused, stay positive, and keep striving for your goals. If you enjoy this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share to others. There are many students out there that you know. Please share to them and encourage people to subscribe as well. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and also share to others as well. Don't forget, this is Life with River Girl, where we share educational and lifestyle content. So we'll talk about a different topic when next we're going to have an educational content. But then it might be a lifestyle content the following week. It might be lifestyle content where I'll need to tell you people what has taken me off for a while. But for now, this is what we have for today. These are common mistakes that students make that hinders our academic performance. But with these things we have highlighted today, highlighting the mistakes, the problems, and the solutions to these mistakes or the solutions to these problems, I'm sure that we'll be able to manage these things, and then we'll all be able to succeed academically. Until then, see you next time in my next video, probably in the next educational video or in the next lifestyle video. This is Life with River Girl. Bye.